All time counters should be assembled at 12:15 time controllers meeting. Cars of course. We've got Thunder Racers on course for their 30-minute timed race here at Road Atlanta and the Hot Atlanta Challenge, sanctioned by the National Motorsport Association. I'd like to encourage those of you who want to get a little closer look at the competition to move out to some of the better viewing areas here at Road Atlanta. Those include the Turn 5 or Spectator Hill area, Turn 6 and 7. You can get a close look at the cars there, literally 30 feet from the cars as you stand by the fence out at Turn 6 and 7. I highly recommend that area. Or the Turn 10 area, the terrace seating, great spot where the cars are hard under braking after that long Road Atlanta backstretch. And a tough left right-hand chicane there at Turn 10. And we'd also encourage you to tune into Road Atlanta Radio. That's 97.9 FM on your radio dial. Road Atlanta Radio, 97.9, to stay in tune with this afternoon's race calls. And our Thunder Racers are working their way past the Turn 9 area, down the hill into the braking zone at 10. And we'll be looking for a green flag. At the NASA events, you will notice that the starter is typically positioned at pit out, as opposed to the start stand, which allows for a little safer starts typically. So be looking for the green flag to be waved at pit out as this group of Thunder Racers works their way under the Audi Bridge and down through the Turn 12 complex. And we got a field formed nicely. They worked their way down the hill into 12. Pace car is in the pit road. We should be getting a green flag momentarily. Again, starter is at pit out, so be looking for that green flag on the Thunder Racers. And we've got a green on a good-looking group of cars, highly competitive. This should be some seriously good nose-to-tail and door-to-door racing here for 30 minutes. Thunder cars at the Hot Atlanta Challenge, and all the cars have successfully negotiated Turn 1 as they work their way up towards 3. A hard right-hander there at 3, and then down through the S's into Turn 5. Another great spot to watch racing here at Road Atlanta, Turn 5. As they work their way through 5, they'll be down the short chute into Turn 6, 7 complex. Turn 6 is the only banked turn here at Road Atlanta, one of the quicker turns. But then after they get through 6, they're hard on the brakes into 7. Probably the slowest turn at Road Atlanta, but a very crucial turn as your exit speed can determine your top end speed on this long back stretch here at Road Atlanta. Out from under the bridge, your leaders flashing across start-finish line, and with one lap in the books, the 0-1 of Nick Hazelwood is your leader in that yellow Chevy Corvette. Followed very closely, only 0.8 of a second back, is the 77 of Joel Vandervoort in his Dodge. Running third with one lap in the books is the 98 of Reese Cox in his Corvette. And your fourth place car currently is the 1 of Rob Leopard. His Thunder Class has got a nice mixture of high-powered American V8s and German, more exotic sports cars, such as the BMWs and the Porsches. A little bit of everything out there. And we'll be looking for Nick Hazelwood as he works his way around this 2.54-mile Road Atlanta circuit in the yellow Corvette to see if he can maintain his lead over the 77 of Joel Vandervoort in his Dodge. Down the hill in the 12, your leader, the 0-1, and Nick Hazelwood starting to stretch it out over the 77 of Vandervoort. He's increased his lead to 3.2 seconds. Still in third is the 98 of Reese Cox, about 4.8 seconds back from your leader. And running fourth is the 1 of Rob Leopard, and moving into fifth is the 88 of Matt Isbell. Moving into sixth, the 10 of Ari Crowell, and the GTSU Porsche, very, very quick car. Running seventh is the 93 of Will Stukas, and moving into the eighth place position is the 311 of Gustavo Figueroa, another quick Porsche. Currently running ninth, the 76 of Kevin Clifford, and the 20 of Robert Miller rounds out the top 10. Showing an excellent command of the line here at Road Atlanta, and Nick Hazelwood in that 0-1 Corvette continues to lead. On that last lap, he clocked a 134.246 for an average speed of 96.259 miles per hour. Extremely quick lap time clocked by your leader, but you want to keep your eye on the 311 of Gustavo Figueroa. He, on that last lap, clocked a 134.114 for an average speed of 96.394 miles per hour, which is just a tick quicker than your leader is clocking at the moment. So be looking for that 311 to work his way up through the field. He's currently in sixth position, working his way towards the front. Another car to keep your eye on is the 10 of Ari Crowell, who's actually, on that last lap, the quickest car on course. Crowell clocked a 134.101 lap time that last lap for an average speed of 96.407 miles per hour. So they, Crowell and Figueroa may be closing in on our leader, Nick Hazelwood, very soon. And just as I suggested, that Crowell and Figueroa have moved into second and third place overall. They have gotten by the 98 of Reese Cox, who was your early second place runner. So we're looking for Ari Crowell and Gustavo Figueroa to be nose to tail and working their way to the front. From under the bridge across start-finish line, your leader, 01, Nick Hazelwood, continues to hang on to that first place position. But the 10 of Ari Crowell and the 311 of Gustavo Figueroa are working their way towards the front. The margin of victory at the moment, the 01 over the 10, is currently 7.2 second lead over the second place car. And that third place car of Figueroa is only 7.8 seconds back from your leader, Hazelwood. Further back in the pack, the 5 of Joseph Middlebrooks has moved into 11th overall, followed by the 91 of Landon Ball and the 76 of Kevin Clifford. Currently running 14th overall is the 25 of David Paul. Currently 15th, the 13 of Drew Ewing. The Atlanta Challenge Thunder Race, you've got two Porsches chasing a very powerful and good-looking Chevy Corvette for the lead. Nick Hazelwood is in the 01 Chevy Corvette, and he continues to hold on to the lead in that black and yellow Corvette. And the tag team of Ari Crowell and the 10 and the 311 of Gustavo Figueroa are knocking about a second per lap off of Hazelwood's lead. Crowell has now got has knocked that lead down to 5.9 seconds that Hazelwood continues to maintain. So Crowell and Figueroa are working their way towards the front in this 30-lap Thunder race. We have 6 laps in the books, working lap 7. Nick Hazelwood continues to hang on to a 5.9 second lead over the 10 of Ari Crowell. On that last lap, Hazelwood was just a tick quicker than Crowell. Hazelwood turned to 133.813 on that last lap, and Crowell turned to 133.843. So just a tick quicker is Hazelwood over the 10 of Ari Corral. He is doing his best to hang on to that lead. Actually, quickest lap on that last lap, number 7, was turned in by the 311 of Gustavo Figueroa, who clocked a 133.808. So he is doing his best to challenge Crowell for that second place overall position. Got a little movement in the lineup as the number 6 of David Richardson has moved into 7th place overall, passing the 77 of Joel Vanover, who was an early leader here in the Thunder Racer. Vanover was running 2nd overall early in the event, but has slipped back to 8th position at the moment in his Dodge. Nick Hazelwood continues to work his way through traffic, followed closely by Ari Crowell, who has now reduced that lead to 4.9 seconds. Crowell clocked a 133.349 on that last lap. Hazelwood turned a 134.384. And strangely enough, Crowell continues to be hounded by Figueroa, who was just 1/100th of a second quicker. Figueroa still continues to be the quickest car on course, having clocked a 133.249 on lap number 8. But he's having a tough time trying to get by the 10 of Ari Crowell. 8 laps in the books, working 9 of a 30-minute timed Thunder race here at Road Atlanta. Our next session up will be DE4. DE4 will be next. And we got a report of heavy impact at an undetermined turn, unidentified car. And we're going to go to, it looks like a red flag condition here. Once again, we've gone to a red flag condition here with the 01 of Nick Hazelwood leading our Thunder race. I've got a report. We do have a report on who has gone off, but until we have a report that that driver is okay, we will refrain from identifying who has had the misfortune of going off course here at Road Atlanta. We should give you an update very shortly. And good news, it was the 10 of Ari Crowell who went off course. Not sure which turn it was at this point yet, but fortunately it appears that Ari Crowell is out of the car and appears to be okay. So we should give you some more details very shortly, but temporarily under red flag condition here in the Thunder race with the 01 of Nick Hazelwood leading. And he was being hotly pursued by the 10 of Ari Crowell and the 311 of Gustavo Figueroa. we've got 8 laps in the books in this Thunder race, and currently under a red flag as a result of an incident at turn 4 involving the 10 of Ari Crow, who is out of his car and okay. But apparently Crow made a rather heavy impact with the tire wall out there at 10 in his efforts to catch the 0-1 of Nick Hazelwood. And that's exactly what Crow was doing. He was knocking about a second per lap off of Hazelwood's lead, as was Figueroa in the 311. The 10 and the 311 were working their way to the front. But unfortunately, Crow had a bit of an incident at 10 and has made a rather heavy impact with the wall, but is okay. EV workers are working at the moment to get the 10 of Ari Crow on the flatbed, and hopefully we can resume our 30-minute timed Thunder race here at Road Atlanta. Might be a good time to thank all the EV workers and corner workers who do such a great job here at Road Atlanta for all of our events. Most of those workers are volunteers, and they donate their time to make these events the success that they are. So our thanks go out to all the corner workers, EV workers, medical personnel, race control personnel who work equally as tough. Our thanks to all those folks who make the NASA Hotlanta Challenge the success that it is. Again, under a red flag here at Road Atlanta with 8 laps in the books of our 30-minute Thunder race. And with 8 laps in the books, we were looking at the 0-1 of Nick Hazelwood as our leader. And the 10 of Ari Crow, who unfortunately was involved in an incident in turn 4, was running second, followed by the 311 of Gustavo Figueroa. The 98 of Reese Cox was running in the 4th position, followed by the 88 of Matt Isbell, with 8 laps in the books, working 9, but currently under a red flag condition. Coming up next will be DE4 at 12:55 approximately. Next session out will be DE4, and then at approximately 1:15 we will go to our next race of the day. The Lightning Racers will be out on course here at Road Atlanta. But we are currently under a red flag condition on the Thunder race as a result of an incident at turn 4 involving the 10 of Ari Crowd, who was hotly contesting that second place position with Gustavo Figueroa in the 311, and unfortunately slipped off the track and made a rather heavy impact at turn 4. But Crowd is okay. His car is not exactly in that category. But hoping to get this race back underway, at least to log a couple more laps before we throw a checkered flag. And it looks like the cleanup at turn 4 is just about completed, so hopefully we'll be able to get back underway here and book at least a couple more laps in our Thunder race and see if the 01 of Nick Hazelwood can hang on to his lead. And go to double yellow, and hopefully this field moving back around the track here, the pace car will be picking up our leader, the 01 of Nick Hazelwood, and hopefully we'll be able to get back to a green flag racing for at least a few more laps here in the Thunder race at Road Atlanta. Coming up next will be DE4 on the course at approximately 12:55. So first call DE4, first call DE4 to the grid. Pace car works its way past start finish. He's picked up our leader, the 01 of Nick Hazelwood, and we will be looking hopefully for a green flag next time around. Obviously, this is going to close the field back up and make for what could be some very interesting racing if we can get in a couple more laps. So be looking for the 01 of Nick Hazelwood to try to hang on to his lead over the 311 of Gustavo Figueroa, who frankly has probably been the quickest car on the course for most of this Thunder race. So we may have a battle between the 01 of Hazelwood and the 311 of Gustavo Figueroa for the overall victory if we can get back to a green flag condition. And we've got a green flag, green flag. And I have got to apologize. I have led most of you to think that it was Ari Crowell who was off at turn 4 in the 10. He was identified as the 10 over the network, but I believe the car that went off was actually the 1 of Rob Leopard. The red Corvette of Rob Leopard was the car that was involved in that incident. And Rob is okay. His car is somewhat damaged. So I misidentified Ari Crowell. Ari Crowell is still out there and battling in his Porsche, which also is identified as number 10. So we got a real battle between the 01 of Nick Hazelwood, the 10 of Ari Crowell in his white Porsche, and the 311 of Gustavo Figueroa. So look for those three to battle for the lead for hopefully several more laps here in the Thunder race. Mater's working his way through 10. Continues to be 01 of Nick Hazelwood. Hazelwood's put the hammer down and stretching it out. And taking the white flag is going to be tough for Figueroa and Crowell to catch the leader. That Chevy Power stretching him out roughly 2.469 second lead. Hazelwood maintains over Figueroa, and Ari Crowell in the 10 Porsche has slipped to a 2.9 second deficit off of the lead. Once again, I had misidentified Crowell as the vehicle involved in that incident. Turn 4 was actually Rob Leopard, who was in the number 1 Corvette, but admittedly that Corvette was still showing a number 10 on its side for some reason. So my apologies on that. As we looking for your leader in the yellow and black Corvette as he works his way on his final lap, looking for the checkered flag Nick Hazelwood in that 01 Corvette, trying to hang on to the lead over the 311 of Gustavo Figueroa, who has consistently clocked some quick lap times here. And let's see if he can throw down a real winner on this last lap in an effort to catch Nick Hazelwood. And sure enough, Hazelwood and